What's up, bimbos with bimbos? So today we are getting the ECU fixed in the Subaru. So if you guys heard from Instagram, my car is in limp mode. The cruise control light is flashing and the check engine light is on. So I bought a stock ECU and we are on our way to Subaru and we're gonna get it replaced.
Yeah, I'll pull it in. You can do that here. Let y'all do that when we get back.
Delete. Thank you.
Basically, you start off by taking off this kick panel here on the passenger footwell. And to do so, you have a plastic trim tab here. It's a plastic screw with a flat screwdriver. Simple. You have one more plastic clip here on the outside.
Oh.
And you get under there with a pry tool of any sort. One that preferably doesn't flex just by looking at it. Okay. Flatheads will work too. Mistakes might be made. Technical difficulties will be had. Black insert. Work that back. Make sure you don't lose the white inner. Then you can begin pulling up and out with the panel. Couple clips, pops right out. Alright, now that we have access to the footwell, turns out we have another black screw in here. Very well hidden. Decent design by Subaru.
Aldo's how-to on replacing an ECU.
Yeah, I'm struggling trying to get a plastic screw out.
It happens.
Wow, that screw's a bitch.
Maybe I'm the bitch. Okay, the screw gives you a problem, just pull the carpet around the screw. Very gently fold that out of the way. Now, it's going to be held in with 1, 2, 3, and 4 10mm bolts with screwdriver. So you can use a 10mm or a screwdriver. Of course, if you're not good with power tools, you might want to do everything by hand so you don't start breaking stuff, but you know, life however you please. Say what?
I think you should just take over the channel.
Yeah, I will get demonetized in a heartbeat. Because behind the scenes, there's a whole lot of cursing and wrench throwing.
Sure is.
Metal plate, nice and out. Bam! ECU. It's got a nice little plastic cover. This is just in case water gets on it. It still protects the ECU, so you don't have to worry too much.
Wow.
So it's optional to put this back in, but you know, if you're always getting in the car wet with wet feet or any water gets in, it's good to install this again. You have the main harness that comes out from the top of the dash, wraps around, connects with one white connector here. Go ahead, kind of work it very slowly around the clip. That'll pull off nice and smooth. About 4, I see, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
So then
Go
pop
ahead
all those up.
Pop one of them. Start at the top. That should be easier.
I'm the cameraman today.
Wait, does that make me a bimbo? Since I'm working on this? Are there male bimbos?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Today you are bimbos with bimbos.
Hell yeah. So you got all these. Just go ahead and place your harness off to the side. Nice and out of the way. Then the ECM is held down with 2 more 10mm. Simple enough. Now we have a nice collection of 10mm bolts here.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
And voila, we have old ECM.
Woo!
Done and out of the car.
But out with the old and in with the new.
And new.
Hit 'em
Now,
with that new.
The whole reason we are changing, or replacing I should say, the ECU is it had a code for a barometric pressure sensor circuit. Now the problem with this is that that code and that sensor are all related to the internals of the ECM. Subaru, at least on these models from 05 to I believe around 08, the barometric pressure sensor is built into the internals of the ECM.
So they would have to take all this off and then change internal parts.
Yes, they would have to solder and remove pins and, you know, pretty much change the sensor to the motherboard of the ECM.
Above a bimbo's pay grade.
To say the least. That being said, we can go ahead and start slapping this thing back in. So we're gonna go ahead and line it back up with the factory holes.
Ooh.
I don't know which one it was on, but yeah, that works.
Yeah.
All right. Again, take your trusty 10 mils here. Always start your screws and nuts by hand, because you know, I know what the saying goes, you know, it doesn't matter if it's torqued to spec or cross-threaded, tight is tight. That's living dangerous.
Can you explain what an ECU is?
Pretty much it's just a big brain / computer that controls what your engine's doing. So it will read, it'll take air fuel calculations, throttle percentages, injector pulse widths, everything. It'll take everything needed to run a motor, process it, and throw it back in there and tell the motor what to do.
And in case you were wondering, ECM and ECU is like the same thing. ECU is electrical control module. ECU is electrical control unit. So same, but different.
There are many modules to these vehicles. This is just one of them. This is just one of them, being the engine, the one for the engine. Depending on cars, manuals don't have transmission control modules, but on automatics there are transmission control modules, there's center diff modules, there's...
So basically a lot of those, but for different parts.
Oh yeah. Especially on the newer cars, there's a module for everything, and they're all integrated.
That's what I don't like about the new cars, because everything's like electrical. You can't just go replace, you know, a part. It's like, oh, you gotta go buy all these
you gotta get your scan tool, and you gotta chase it down through the CAN bus system, and that's a whole nother animal in its own. Alright, so pretty much here we're gonna start in reverse again. We'll attach the white clip into said little section, and we'll start running each connector from bottom to top. Make sure you hear that nice audible click to ensure that it's been placed in there. If you do not place these connectors in there well, you could have voltage problems, high resistance in the terminals, you know, just stuff that's not good. Oh yeah, you could possibly cause a fire too.
And you want to make sure also you don't put those in the wrong way. Each one goes to a certain spot, right?
Yes, each one will go into a certain spot. If it does not just slide in, do not force it in, because those pins, the pins in the terminals in here are very delicate. If you bend those, it will not make proper contact, and
then you got a whole nother problem.
Yeah, then you have a whole other problem. This spare connector here, this is really just a inline fuse or relay. It's like a junction block, really. So it comes in here, just turns around, whoop, does its thing. Oh. It's like a check valve, per se, of electrical wiring. I hate electrical, so don't quote me on that. Alright, now that we're here, ECU's all connected up, we can go ahead and reinstall our little metal kick plate.
And this is just to protect it too?
Yeah, this is just to protect it, because being that it is located in the passenger footwell, you know,
people get their feet in here and kick
with dirty feet. They'll be kicking, stomping. If you got kids that like to stomp Cheetos in your floorboard, then you know you're gonna want this. Get the top one started, move the carpet around. Boom. Might take a little finagling. Come in here. Of course, start everything by hand. Can't emphasize that enough. Because if you cross thread something and that bolt breaks off, you're gonna have a rattle. This metal plate can move around and rattle, and trust me, rattle noises are very annoying.
Oh shit, there's blue shit in there. I thought that was
04 to 06.
Yeah, I think it's 04 to 04.
Yeah, they carried all the way across the SDM.
When they went to the different front end.
Subaru boys.
Wrong again. I don't know Subarus, clearly. I just work here.
Yeah, we have our resident Trans Am technician here.
Oh, celebrity guest.
See? I forgot the weather guard shield. So of course we're coming back out with the metal skid plate.
What happened?
I forgot this thing. She said she would have left it out, but I had already started taking it back apart.
Yeah. Now we're protected by water.
Yeah, we'll just put this plastic condom back on.
Aldo is an A+ technician.
You gotta wrap it before you tap it, Aldo.
Wrap before you tap it. A lot of people can't pull out of their own driveway.
This is
Get him.
Of course, the universal rule of 3 Ugga Duggas per bolt.
3 Ugga Duggas?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and manhandle your carpet back into place.
Right.
Well, since I'm here, I might as well actually try to remove that plastic screw properly. Boom! There it is. These just screw back in easily.
lot easier than they came out.
Oh yeah, I just fucking push it and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then I'm an idiot. The second one goes on after the plastic panel. So back that thing up.
Then take your panel.
Plastic trim time. So of course we're gonna come in here and kind of line her up. And you're gonna want to peek up under this panel to ensure that each one of these tabs line up inside each one of these holes. Last thing you want to do is miss and jab the plastic.
Yeah. And then break the tab.
Yeah. Just give her some taps all the way across the board. Send her on her way. Now you can take this plastic screw, put it over there. Have your white insert here. It goes into the A pillar. And then your locking tab.
That's it.
And that's how you replace your ECM.
So now that we replaced the ECU, now we have to program it. No check engine light though! Hey! Alright guys, so this is the reality when it comes to owning a Subaru, an old one. We changed the ECU and the codes went away, the check engine light went away, everything seemed fine. I parked and then I went to drive again and the check engine light is back on and the cruise control light is on. So I checked my access port to read the codes and this is what it says. So we will deal with that. It is what it is. Sad face. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and ow! That hurt. Stupid fan. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!